Greetings. Let's take a map tour of Ocean Beach in San Diego. My name is Cleve. I'm a real estate broker and native San Diegan. We're going to be taking a look at this peninsula right here, which is kind of in the central coastal part of San Diego. Right down here is downtown. And this peninsula is basically made up of Point Loma and Ocean Beach, and it kind of divides right down the middle. This side is OB, and this side is Point Loma. And this way is actually, this part is Midway. But we're going to take a look at Ocean Beach. It was originally developed right around the 1900s. Point Loma was really developed first. You had a strong fishing industry. Ocean Beach was seen as more of kind of the beachside resort for both vacationers and residents. There was Wonderland from, I think, 1913 to 1916, full amusement park with roller coaster, Ferris wheel. It didn't last long, but that was kind of the idea of original development in Ocean Beach. Started to really gain steam in the 60s and 70s. It was kind of a hippie town, surfer town, which is still very evident today. It's a very eclectic community, very tight knit. Still has some of the hippie vibes, and definitely has a connection to its surfing roots. But let's get a little oriented real quick with where Ocean Beach is in the county. So here we have OB, and like I said earlier, you've got downtown. This is Coronado. Your main kind of hubs of employment are going to be right up in here. You've got some manufacturing, healthcare, county, city employees. And then up here, you've got the Golden Triangle, where more of the high-tech manufacturing is, pharmaceuticals. You've got the biotech kind of up in this side, up by a little further up here, actually, where UCSD is. But this is where you'll have your Qualcomms, Apples, Amazons, Illumina's up here, some of the largest employers in San Diego. And then obviously the largest employer is the U.S. Navy, with bases Coronado, Point Loma. There's 32nd Street, and this is McCass, the Marine Corps Air Station right here. And so those are your main employment clusters, main job clusters, and I guess that you would have if you were living in OB. So let's zoom in a little bit more, and we will take a look at the town itself. So Ocean Beach is a beach town. As far as weather, you're going to have pretty moderate temperatures throughout the year. The average daytime temperatures in the coldest months are just going to get down into the low to mid 60s. In the summer, when East County is kind of cooking, still OB is going to be in the low to mid 70s for the most part. You do get the marine layer, which is that overcast skies, usually in May and June, when there's the temperature inversion. You still have cold water temperatures, and then you're getting warmer air temperatures at the higher altitudes. And aside from that, once you hit July, it's usually beautiful, and all the way until the following May, I guess, really. So let's take a look at the traffic. That is always important to know. Your main points of ingress and egress are going to be the 5 freeway, that's the 8 freeway, and then the 5 freeway. And you can come in either through the Sports Arena Midway exit, or Sunset Cliffs and West Point Loma here, and Nimitz. So these are the main ways in. And this is Rosecrans, which you can access through Chatsworth. And there's Catalina. So that's where most of your traffic is going to come from. You can also take the 5 here. There is not a lot of good ingress and egress into Ocean Beach and Point Loma. That is one of the reasons, kind of why it's one of those places where if you live here, you kind of stay here. It's not super easy to get around, especially during the summer months when the beach traffic comes in. Now, most of the beach traffic is really going to come up into here, into Mission Beach. But this area of Ocean Beach gets really busy during the summer months. Parking is tough. But then you get to October, and that's what we call local summer, and that's when it gets really nice. And let's take a look at a couple of the points of interest that I wanted to show you here. One of the nice things and one of the not so nice things is the proximity to the airport. If you are someone that travels a lot, getting to the airport is very easy. You can take Narragansett down here to Harbor Drive, and it is right here. So this is the airport, but as you can see, this is the runway, and this is where the planes go. They take off in that direction. So you do get in some of the more northern communities, more northern parts of Ocean Beach and Point Loma, you do get plane noise. We call it the Point Loma pause or the OB pause. Sometimes you just have to pause the conversation, let the plane fly over, and resume. You get used to it. But that is part of living in OB. There is a quiet home program if you are in this area that's heavily affected by the plane noise. You can apply to get improved insulation, windows at no cost to help with the noise. Okay, and let's take a look at some shopping. So I think one of the cool things about Ocean Beach is that we don't like big corporations coming in here. There was one Starbucks, it left, and now there is a mini Target down here in the Newport Business District. It's but that's it. You won't find really any other big corporate businesses. They are all independently owned. Just it keeps the vibe nice, and we have a thriving community here. That being said, I know that you have to go to Home Depot occasionally. You have to go to Target occasionally, and so you're going to find those in the Midway District down here. So when you do need to do some bigger shopping, you can get what you need there. And then also there is Mission Valley here, just about if there's no traffic, is just a 5-10 minute drive. For you Costco lovers, you would just jump on the freeway here. Actually, you take SeaWorld Drive right up here, and there we go. We've got Costco right up in here. It is, if there's no traffic from here, it's 10 minutes away. So that is that, and let's take a look at some of the neighborhoods in Ocean Beach. So let me zoom in a little bit more, and we will start with kind of Ocean Beach proper, and that's going to be this area right in here. This is the beach area. This is all going to be pretty flat, so you're not going to get a lot of view homes. Uh, it is going to be one of the two highest density areas. You're going to find the most condominiums, apartments, multifamily, but there are still a lot of single family homes sprinkled in as well, typically on smaller lots. It's going to be a lot busier than on the east side of Sunset Cliffs Boulevard. Parking can get tough, so I would recommend if you're moving into the area, uh, make sure you're getting some off-street parking. And the just for reference, so the lowest sale in the last 18 months was at 488. You've got a high sales price of 3.9 million, median of 1.325, so that's 488. And what did I say? 3.9 million. Uh, the the few single family homes, I mean, there's more than a few, but they can get pretty spectacular. So you've got a high price tag. But again, you are in an area with a lot more condos, a lot smaller condos. So that median price is brought way down from the high, even though you are in the walking distance to the beach. And so this is going to be the most walkable part of Ocean Beach. This is, let me switch to the red so it can be seen. This is the Newport Business District. This is where most of your dining, your restaurants are going to be. This is where, you know, your Hodads are, South Beach, the Joint, some of the OB favorites. You've got the pier here, which is unfortunately temporarily closed. There are designs to rebuild the pier, which is really a community favorite, having that pier open. So it's sad that it's closed, but it looks like it will be rebuilt. And some of the designs, there's differing opinions, but I mean, it would be bigger. So there's that. Let's see. So also other dining entertainment options are going to be on Voltaire and Bacon and Abbott. That was reversed. And then this is going to be where the sandy beaches are, and you have a lot of sand. It's shorter north to west, north to south, but larger east to west. So there is a ton of space. There's volleyball courts. This is the dog beach where the dogs run free. There's also some good waves for surfing, more advanced waves, and more beginner friendly, more advanced, and all the way to the pier here. And then down here, this is all going to be reef. So it's not sandy beach, it's rocky, but there are tide pools, there's plenty of good waves for surfing, and there are a couple spots where you can kind of meander down the cliff and find some sandy beach. And that is about what I wanted to cover on Ocean Beach, and then let's take a look at the kind of the next segment. We're going to be looking at the OB. Well, actually, I should start here. Right about. Oops. Let's go back to the red. This is going to be I should have said for the Ocean Beach proper. That's kind of, it's going to go just on the other side of Sunset Cliffs. So we will start here. OB Highlands is about at Guizot and to Catalina and most of Nimitz. Now this is going to be where you start going up the hill and you're going to start getting some really awesome views. This is going to be more single family homes. There are some condos, some multifamily that's sprinkled in, but for the most part, these are nice single-family homes, good-sized lots, and some phenomenal views. Now, do note that some of the single-family homes, if you're buying a single-family home, some of them have deed restrictions for height, so you can't build up on all of them. So something to pay attention to if you are moving in to the area, looking to get an older home and rebuild it. So the Highlands, we're going to see there are some smaller units, some condos over here, and that's going to account for the low end of the sales in the last 18 months at 599. Your high is going to be at about 2.55 million, and the median at 1.617 million. So we had 599. We had 2.55, technically 2.557, and median 1.617. Again, if you want view homes, if you want to look out at the ocean, if you want to see the whitewater, or if you want to see the fireworks at SeaWorld in the summer, great spot. And you are still close to Newport, still close to a lot of shopping all along Voltaire, really. You're away from most of the summer traffic, much more residential feel, less touristy, less transient. So that is OB Highlands. And let's take a look now at the Point Loma Highlands, and this area is also often referred to as this whole area, Point Loma Heights. But this specific area we're going to look at Point Loma Highlands, and that kind of comes down around Voltaire and on the other side of Catalina. So now we're getting into, this is going to be really an area that's bounded by busier streets. Nimitz, Voltaire, Chatsworth, Catalina are all a little bit heavier traffic, but this area in here, very little through traffic. This is mostly single family. It's almost all single family homes. You do get some plane noise more on this side. Again, we are in at the edge of that flight path, but great neighborhood. The low sale in the last 18 months was at 780. Let's see if I can, where did my cursor go here? 780. And the high was at 2.45. The median was at 1.502. Again, that's the last 18 months. So there's a little bit more homogeny among the homes in this area. Again, there are some condos really around here on Voltaire and coming up Catalina, but most of the rest of this is going to be single family, which is why you're going to see that tighter grouping in the closed sales prices in the median price. So that is Point Loma Highlands, and now I want to show you. We'll show you that the high and the low. We've got this the Palisades over here. Oops. Really, this whole area. And this is where you're going to have your highest density. This is mostly condos, apartments, multifamily, and much less single family. You're going to be, part of this is going to be right over here. This is going to be in the 92110 zip code. So technically, it's the Old Town zip code. It's it's Midway is the neighborhood, but it's a nice opportunity if you want to get into Ocean Beach, but you don't want to pay the prices, or you can't afford to pay the prices of this area. You want to get like a starter condo, this is a great option to do so. The the low was at 405. That is a four. That is a four. Trust me. The high was at 155.0, and the median. It's going to be the only median that is under a million in this area. So again, that's going to be that median is so much closer to the low sales price, because most of the units that are turning over are going to be 1 and 2 bedroom condos as opposed to more single family. So that is the Loma Palisades area, and again, great option to get in. A little bit heavier traffic around here. This area gets really busy, mostly commercial down here, but super convenient living. Okay, now let's go to everyone's favorite. This is one of the premier communities in San Diego, and it is the premier community, one of the two premier communities really on the peninsula. Sunset Cliffs. So let's just put the numbers up here. 1.4 is your low. Your high was at 7.4, and your median is at 2.38. Now, this is going to be, you're not really going to be impacted by the airplane noise like you are in some of the other neighborhoods. You have some of the best views. This is all a hill going up here. So as you move back here, you just get bigger views. Not everything down here is going to have a view. This is relatively flat, so if you're in this area, you might not get that ocean view, but you're still in walking distance to one of the most beautiful parts of San Diego. It's all cliffs coming out of the water, and there's enough areas. It's not going to be the beach area that you play volleyball at, but it is a great place to go out onto the cliffs. There's always weddings going on. It's just a beautiful scenic area. And like I said, there are a couple of spots where there is some beach access. There's no surf beach right around here, and then down here at Sunset Cliffs. This is all going to be the Sunset Cliffs Natural Park down here. There's no more. This is where the homes end. And then this up here is actually Point Loma Nazarene University. They have the best baseball field. It has views out over the ocean. So that is Sunset Cliffs. You're going to find it's all single family. When it was originally developed, it was going to be this kind of Mediterranean, high-end community with these winding streets and acre plus lots. Most of those acre lots are gone, have been chopped up. There are still a few of those plots that remain, and they are pretty spectacular. But still an amazing place to live. There's not a lot of, especially up here, there's not a lot of through traffic. There is a lot of traffic that drives down Sunset Cliffs to view the sunset in the evening. But apart from that, there's not a lot of reason to come down here for most people. So that is what I wanted to cover on the neighborhoods. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you was the schools. So OB, despite being this eclectic hippie town where everything goes, we have some really good schools. Right around here, you've got OB Elementary. let's see, we've got, this is Hill Street, and Sunset View Elementary is right about here. And then you have Silvergate Elementary, right? It should be right around here. Not right there. Right around here somewhere. All three are, nines or tens on great schools and niche.com. So very, very good elementary schools. Now, one of the unique things about the public school system, San Diego Unified, is that it goes to fourth grade, and then you go off to Dana Middle School. Give me my red. You go to Dana Middle School right here for 5th and 6th grade, and then Correa for 7th and 8th grade before everyone goes off to Point Loma High School right here. And Point Loma High School is the only public high school for the peninsula. There is, however, some private school options. There is the, for TK through 8, there is the Warren Walker Academy. There is St. Charles, right down here somewhere, kind of off the map. And then here we have a couple of different options. There's the high tech high, and the Rock Academy, a Christian school. So those are your school options. They're all pretty highly rated. Great school system. So the beach and the schools are adding to the cost of living, and also the dining and the entertainment. So that's the last thing I wanted to talk about real quick. Mentioned that this area right here, the Newport Business District on Newport Avenue, that is where you're going to find most of the restaurants, as well as along Voltaire. And then you've got a few options down here on Point Loma Avenue, but most of it's concentrated in this area. You have everything from your wine shop at the third corner to getting your shrimp tacos at South Beach, live music and a beer at the Harp. If you want to let the kids run, you can come down here to Pizza Port, have some pizza, get a drink, and the kids can play the games. There's never a shortage of things to do in OB, and that doesn't even take into consideration things like the farmers market every Wednesday on Newport, and then there's some kind of community event almost on a monthly basis, whether it's the street fair and the chili cook-off, pancake breakfast, the kite festival, the St. Patrick's Day celebration. It's just, there's always something going on. It's a fun place to be. Neighbors supporting neighbors. Everyone looks out for each other. I will say that it is kind of a live and let live place, and there is some kind of transients that are mostly harmless, mostly known by name, but on occasion, there are problems with the transients, the homeless. So, want to note that, and then back to the dining and restaurants. You also have Point Loma, everything that's down here. This is where the fishing industry is, so you've got some really good fresh seafood at Mitch's and Point Loma Seafoods. So another option. Oh, and then I'm sorry, I almost forgot to talk about the parks. So let's close this out and kind of recenter the map. I mentioned earlier that you don't want to leave OB if you live here, because it can be kind of a pain based on traffic. But the good thing is there's so much to do, you don't ever have to leave. So if you like park space, this is Robb Field. This is going to have just some open space. It's got baseball fields, softball fields. They do rugby and soccer here, rugby games. There is a skate park, uh, a little baby skate park here. You've got some tennis courts, I think handball courts. You've got a little playground here. This is a huge, huge park, and even across. And this is a separate area. This is going to be across a busy street, so you're not going to go from one side to the other. This is going to be the Dusty Roads Park. Has two dog parks, two off-leash parks that are again very, very big. One is for small dogs, one is for large dogs, and then in addition, this other half, again, huge open grassy area. That's just what it is, open grassy area. And there's actually a couple of playgrounds as well. This green area is actually going to be the Barnes Tennis Center. If you like pickleball, if you like tennis, this is the place they've put in. I think they took out some of their tennis courts and switched them over to pickleball, but they did add a bunch of new pickleball. So that is there. I had mentioned this being the sandy beach. This is where you're going to play volleyball. This is where you're going to have beach day, where you're going to put the umbrella in the sand. And this is Dog Beach right here. This is where the dogs can run off leash. This whole area, they can go in the water. They can go in. This is the San Diego River right here. Great place. There's people that just spend the day at the beach there. There's people that bring their dogs. Great fun area. And then there's also this little bike path along here, along the San Diego River. Nice place to take a walk or ride the bike. In the Sunset Cliffs area, this is again where the tide pools are, the reefs are. A great place. You're going to have people running along the cliffs, walking along the cliffs, setting up a little bit of a picnic. Like I'd mentioned that there is often parties, weddings on the cliffs. If you move further south, you have the Sunset Cliffs Natural Park. There are little hiking trails through here. There is a little bit of beach access here. And then as you go further south, you're not going to be able to walk much past here. This is going to be part of the military, part of the naval base. But you can come down here further. You do have the Cabrillo National Monument. You've got the Cabrillo Monuments right over here, and then you've got the lighthouse down here. And you've got some hiking trails in this area where you can get down and check out the tide pools. So great area. And there's, if you surf and you have a boat on the extreme south swells, I've never caught it, but it is supposedly one of the best right point breaks in San Diego, Ralph's. And then there's a couple other waves, dolphin tanks, little Waimea out here. So, and there's a couple waves. So there is that as well. There is, for recreation, you've got some great sport fishing coming out of here. You can fish off the little beach here in Point Loma. So you really, like I said, if you live here, you don't need to leave. Additionally, you've got Liberty Station here as well, which was a master planned community that took over the former Marine barracks and has been developed into housing here, and then a bunch of shopping, bunch of neat shops, great restaurants. They have a little little classes here. You can go get dance lessons for the kids or music lessons. So it's a great resource for the community. And here there's even a 9-hole golf course, Loma Club, as well as a little what do you call it? Putt mini golf. There's a little mini golf there as well. So super fun place. Either you can go with a date. We've taken the kids down there after the baseball season, and it is super fun. Last park that I didn't mention here is Cleater Field. That is where the Little League plays, but there's also a big grassy area where you can take the dog. I don't think it's you're not technically supposed to take the dog off leash, but it's pretty good area to do so. A lot of people do it. So that is that. So that's actually, I think, all I've got for you. Hopefully that was helpful if you're considering moving to San Diego, or if you're considering making a move in San Diego. If you have any other questions, please reach out. You can make a comment, or my contact information is in the description or the comments. Please reach out. Love to help in any way that I can. It doesn't matter if you're looking to do something, in 9 months or 9 days. It's never too early or too late to reach out. Like and subscribe if you want to learn about more of the neighborhoods in San Diego. And until next time, please be well and God bless.